Hello everyone, and welcome to the first SpearCenter episode of the 2023 spring semester. I am your host, Isabella Dandoy.
And I am Lamar Moody.
With the season closely nearing its end, both women's and men's basketball look to end their campaign on a high note. Basketball beat reporters Nathan Canilau, Matt Weiner, and Aikman Fang join us in studio to discuss all things basketball here at SJSU.
With me is Matt Weiner, Nathan Canilau, my name is Aikman Fang, and we're going to be talking about San Jose State basketball as they're having their best decade in over a season with the Mountain West tournament coming up and the recent loss to New Mexico. What are your expectations for the rest of the season, guys?
I think, with this team, obviously Tim Miles' second year, you have really good momentum going into the Mountain West. Obviously, this is one of their best seasons in a while. I think for them to just compete, if they could get a bye, it's kind of hard now that they lost to New Mexico on Saturday, but if they can get a bye, or if, even if they can win a game in the Mountain West tournament, I think that's a win for San Jose State basketball. Obviously, they're not elite yet. I think it's proven that they have trouble with the more athletic teams in the conference, but overall, it's been a really good season just to be, to build on, and hopefully by next season they could really take that big step up.
Yeah, I kind of want to touch on UNM real quick. It was a blowout. It was bad. That was the second worst loss of the season and then the worst loss in conference play. And then you got to kind of reel it back in and be like, oh, wait, we're disappointed in losing? That's a good sign. Around this time for God knows how, just for year after year, if you lose a blowout like that at home, it's not a big deal because everybody's already so used to it. Now, however, you're like, oh, wait, this is something that just can't happen. And so that's where you're at with the team. Like, losing is no longer expected. Winning is expected. So how can you play heading into the next 4 games? 2 of those are against great teams. Nevada Tuesday. By the time you guys will be watching this, that game will already be played. All of our takes might have aged badly. And then you got Boise State. And then you got some more manageable games against Colorado State and Air Force.
Matt, going back to the New Mexico game, what is something the team can learn in such a significant loss?
It's part of its limitations. I talked to Miles today to step out of class and do the interview in a stall, so I don't think he was aware of it, but I'm sorry, Olga, for going out for about 5 minutes. But the big thing is okay, yes, milk got spilled. How do you clean it up? And when milk has been spilled, it's against great teams. And now you really do know the limitations where how can you get better three-point shooting? That's my focus. Three-point shooting has not been good. And I thought Trey Anderson, I wrote about it, but I thought Trey Anderson, that would be the upswing, was the UNLV win. Not the case. And I thought Tibet Warner, once again, I thought he would just be lighting it up after the Nevada game. So now you just those are the 2 guys I'm looking for. You guys have to play better in order for this team to make noise.
Going back to what you said, and in your previous column, you mentioned Trey Anderson and Tibet. Both of those guys have been somewhat streaky throughout the season. What would you like to see for them in order for the Spartans to make a splash at the tournament?
Make shots. You gotta make shots. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, you bring up 2 guys who I think are very key who are very important to this rotation. But I think the guy really who didn't step up, especially in the New Mexico game, was Sage Tolbert. Sage Tolbert was a 0. He's a guy that I think could bring a lot to the table. Obviously, he's a streaky scorer. He could put up 20, put up 0 next game. He's going to be key, especially with the team that, Amari Moore. It's Amari Moore heavy. It's Amari Moore playing the whole game. They need guys like Trey. They need guys like Tibet. They need guys like Sage to really step up and be scorers, defenders. What I saw from New Mexico, honestly, was those guys, they couldn't hit shots, but on the other end, couldn't really defend. So I think going into the Mountain West tournament, they need to really focus in on making sure that, they're either, if they're not making shots, they're playing defense because, they had some trouble with the athletic teams. We saw with Mashburn and with House, a little bit of a struggle, with those guys guarding them. So they definitely need to step up, I think, on both ends of the floor. I think Coach Miles mentioned it, we were 1 for 8 for guys on the wing. So definitely need those spots, Trey, Tibet, Sage, to really step up to make sure this team gets some wins.
I would agree with you there, Nate. We need a lot of those background guys or the supporting cast to step up, especially since Amari Moore is the only guy that averages more than double digits when it comes to scoring. But Matt, any final thoughts as we wrap things up?
Yeah, just once again, it's important to reel it all back in. I made a thread just like of what each win has at stake on my Twitter, and even the fact if none of those wins happen and none of those records would be achieved, it's still a phenomenal season that really nobody saw coming because coaches have come and gone, and nothing has happened. There just hasn't been anything you're experiencing right now, and so even if, let's say, you lose the next 5. I think you also saw it be like, that's a pretty good season. That's a really good season. So it's their third winning season of the 21st century, first winning season over a decade. Yeah, if they lose their next 5, you can't let that spoil what's been done.
I hate to admit it, but you're right, Matt. If they do lose the next
nobody
4 or 5
tells me that
games,
enough.
I
need to hear that
it's still the best season they've had in a decade. And as somebody that's been part of San Jose State since 2014, this is the best season I've seen ever.
I wish more people would tell me that. My ego needs it.
But that's here for us. That's our roundtable for San Jose State basketball as the Spartans head towards the Mountain West tournament in a couple weeks. And now back to Lamar and Isabel.
Thank you, guys. There's a lot to look forward to with the remainder of basketball season. Now we go to Tyler Castillo with ice hockey.
Tyler is giving us an in-depth look at SJSU's hockey team and their performance so far in the season.
The San Jose State club hockey team finished the regular season on February 4th against Santa Clara University. The Spartans won both games against Santa Clara and extend their streak to 20 wins against their rivals. First-year head coach Von Reuter had this message about the team's win.
I really try and impress upon the group how important it is as a club, as a program, to just kind of honor the past and the players that have already come before us and what they've done.
During the final 2 home games, Captain Christopher Dysart was named Player of the Week, putting up 7 goals and 4 assists for a total of 11 points. The strong individual effort was credited with teamwork by Coach Reuter.
And ultimately, if we're playing as a team, at the end of the day, we are a strong team, and that's what really got us through these 2 games.
Fans in attendance were treated to an intense and chippy matchup where both teams were handed out penalties and ejections throughout the series. With cuts and bruises, players were involved on the ice and with the fans, adding to the energetic experience throughout the season. Nicholas Chaclanas, Felipe Castellanos, Donovan Garcia, and Jaden Navarrete received the All-Pac-Gay Outstanding Play Awards for the season. Donovan Garcia finished the season with 32 goals and 28 assists for 60 points, which led the Spartans in the point total. San Jose finished the regular season with a record of 15-8-3. Coming from San Jose, Tyler Castillo with the Spear.
Thanks, Tyler. Make sure to head over to the Spear's website to stay up to date with Spartan hockey.
Although SJSU's football season ended back in December of last year, that hasn't stopped the Spartans from making some big moves in the offseason. Lamar Moody had the chance to talk with some newly signed Spartans, and we'll break down who and what to look forward to next fall.
Early in 2022, San Jose State landed an abundance of transfer football players to bolster their depth chart. Some of these transfers stepped in the starting rotation right away and proved to be hidden gems. In 2023, the Spartans have continued to reload by way of the transfer portal. Headlining the Spartans' transfers this year is DJ Harvey and Jay Butterfield. Both were rated 4-star recruits and were highly sought after in high school. One reason for them transferring to San Jose State will be how close it is to home.
Coaching staff had a lot to do with it. They recruited me out of high school. They were actually my first offer. Yeah, the coaching staff has been the same since they recruited me. I've always really liked them. They recruited me really hard out of high school. They recruited me really hard when I was in the portal. I think we're really on the uprise.
The vibe that they had with me just coming in and making an immediate impact, I liked what they were talking about. And when I came in here, sometimes schools, they'll sugarcoat who they are as a person. They didn't sugarcoat who they were. Yeah. They've been real since they first started talking to me. So
both Butterfield and Harvey are from the state of California and feel way more comfortable with the coaching staff here at SJSU. Harvey was only at Virginia Tech for a year and a half, but Harvey learned a lot while being at Virginia Tech.
On the field was, you gotta be on 10 at all times. You can't slack. Mm-hmm. One slack is gonna catch you in a big play.
Harvey looks forward to making an immediate impact with the team and getting the Spartans back to a Mountain West championship.
I don't really focus on my accolades like that. I don't really focus on getting like individual goals. I really just say like getting the team to Mountain West Championship again. That's the first ultimate goal.
Butterfield looks forward to competing for a backup QB spot this spring.
Master the playbook since I'm new, so I'll have to play a little bit of catch up compared to the other guys, but I'm getting it down so far.
Butterfield wants to showcase all his skills this spring while continuing to grow physically and mentally.
Get us into the best play possible and make sure that we're as successful as possible or do whatever's necessary for us to win.
Even as a backup quarterback, you have to lead by example and stay ready at all times because backup quarterbacks never know when their name will be called.
Thank you, Lamar. Spartan football can't come soon enough.
The world of sports is riddled with debates and head-scratching questions that will leave you thinking for hours on end. The Spears' Isabella Dendoy had the opportunity to pick the brains of some of SJSU's athletes and get their answers on some pretty tough questions.
Hi, my name is Isabella Dandoy, and today I visited the tennis courts to ask Alba, Irina, and Carolina some burning questions.
I prefer singles against Serena. Yeah, definitely. Like, I just feel like it's so much funner to play against someone else that you admire than play with someone like as a friend. I don't know why. I don't know. You?
I think I'll play doubles. It's gonna be fun. Like, she has really good serve, and it will be really fun to play doubles with her.
Yeah, I think I will play singles with Serena against Serena because like she's such an amazing player, and I don't know. I would be so loose playing against her, knowing that I'm gonna lose, but like I'm gonna play my best. So yeah.
I think badminton.
Yeah.
Because
Yes,
it's
definitely.
like so much closer, and like before having these rackets, it was the tennis rackets were with the wood and pretty small with the strings and everything, so it's so much closer for reality than the ping pong.
But you know what I was thinking? Like, the strings are really, like, loose, though.
Loose, yeah.
So you can break the racket while you hit the ball. So I don't know. I was thinking probably ping
Yeah,
pong,
but like
though.
the racket is bigger. So
Yeah, but
maybe-
what if you're like really harsh just to like something like that? I don't know.
Well, you can have maybe like 6 rackets, so you
Okay,
can
yeah,
survive for the whole match.
Yeah, but
Sharapova.
Shut up, yeah.
yes, I'll say the same
Sure,
thing.
yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Because for Azarenka, like, it's going to your head and it's not going out, but with Sharapova, it's fine.
And I can feel like Sharapova always screams, so it doesn't really matter.
You're
if
used to it.
Yes, exactly.
I would say for me, since I'm older, since I'm a senior, I would say play doubles because it's more fun to play with someone than just to play by yourself. Yeah.
I'll say singles. I love playing doubles, but I enjoy a lot being alone in the court sometimes.
Oh. I would do strength training. I don't know. I just like to squat. I just like the dumbbells and everything. But I don't know. Tough question.
I don't know. Receive. I always,
Serve?
always receive.
Oh my gosh, serve!
No.
Yes!
With receive, that's how I think is that when you receive, you can break the opponent's serve and then keep your serve, and you also see how they have the shots, how to play, and everything, rather than you lose your serve. That's how I think, and I always choose receive.
For me, it's like I just choose receive because I want to get the point started, right? So imagine if you're serving and you do 3 double faults.
Yeah.
Like you're not playing and you already lost the game.
Yes.
And I see it so different. I see it like I can win my service today, so I prefer serving and then breaking.
If I have a serve like Serena, definitely I'll go
Okay.
for serve.
I'm like,
You have the same money. Even you win more money.
yes, definitely.
So,
Wow, Isabella. Some of those answers had me second guessing. Now we have Laverne Johnson joining us to highlight SJSU's gymnastics season so far.
some college athletes, shouldering the responsibility of being a leader can be a challenge, but senior Emma Milne wears her leader jacket proudly.
Well, Emma always talks to me actually before my routines, and so she calms me down a lot, but also knows how to pump me up and just do what I do. Like, she just tells me to do what I do every single day, and so she's been a really big help for me.
We got really lucky with Emma in the recruiting process because she was one of the first class. Well, she was our first recruiting class. That whole senior class right now was our first recruiting class. And it really was. It was my friend at Stanford who called and told me about Emma and said, we're done, but she's really talented. And we got in touch with her and never looked back. And it was awesome from day one.
Emma Milne currently has 8 first-place finishes through 7 gymnastic meets. And for the second year in a row, the Spartans have the chance at an undefeated bid in conference play.
See, Emma took a long time to get here, to be honest. College has been a journey for sure. But Emma likes to have fun. Emma likes to be a little wacky and a little weird, but does so in a way to like kind of help others calm down, I guess, as well as myself. But yeah, kind of just like to go with the flow, not freak out.
Milne was named the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation Freshman of the Year in 2020 and the Beam Champion in 2022. In the Spartans' previous meet, she broke San Jose State's beam record, so be on the lookout for her as she continues to write her own legacy. In San Jose, I'm Laverne with the SpearCenter.
Thanks, Laverne. That is a wrap for us here at SpearCenter. Be sure to follow at the Spear SJSU for all things SJSU sports related. For the Spear, I am Isabella Dandoy.
And I am Lamar Moody. Thank you, and go Spartans!